I am Untouched ASMR. Today I wanted to bring you along with me to make avocado toast, which is something that I really love having for breakfast. I feel like I have an unpopular opinion, but I don't really like eggs or bacon or pancakes, waffles, breakfast sandwiches, like that kind of stuff for breakfast. I would always rather have like avocado toast or a smoothie or, something along those lines. I just don't really like the heavy breakfast, I guess. So let me show you what we're gonna get started with, all the ingredients. So first, the base is our bread. I'm using Old Time 647. It's only 40 calories per slice, and I started eating this bread when I went on a cut, and it actually just tastes good, and it tastes like regular bread, so I like it. Next, red onion. Sometimes I use a white onion, but today I wanted to use a red. We have 2 avocados because I don't know which one's riper, and I don't like when they're too squishy. And then I always put tomatoes on my avocado toast, but it has to be specific kinds. Like, I don't want a large tomato. I either use the cocktail sized tomatoes, which are usually very flavorful, or I use these, which are my favorite, the Constellation ones. The yellow ones are so insanely sweet in a good way, and they are perfect on avocado toast. And then we have massive feta cheese. I absolutely love feta cheese, and also it just tastes really good with everything else. So spice wise, when I mash the avocado, I usually do lemon pepper, but today I don't have that, so I'm just doing regular salt and pepper, which that'll be enough. And then after I put on all of this stuff over here and the cheese, I usually sprinkle a little bit of red wine vinegar, and I usually use this, the Pompeian. It's really good. And then the last thing I put on here, I usually do spicy honey. I usually do Mike's Hot Honey. It's so good. But I don't have that today where I am, so I'm just using regular honey and then red pepper flakes. So I've had avocado toast in many places before, and they just never do it the way that I like it. I just love all the components that I use. Like, you get the acidity with the red wine vinegar, the sweetness from the honey, the heat either from the honey or the crushed red pepper. You get the savoriness from the salt and pepper and the cheese, and the lightness from the tomatoes and the onion. It all works, and it tastes so good. I usually do 2 slices of it. So let me show you how I get started. I don't like when the knife gets dirty with the avocado, so I usually do the onion and the tomatoes first, so let's do that. I am gonna toast the bread, but I'll do that more towards the end, but I might cut that out of the video just because it might be a little too loud. We'll see. So I usually prefer like the little rings of onion when I'm doing this, as opposed to like chopping it or any other way. This one is very juicy, so I hope that's a good thing. Let's try to get the rest of this off. And I only use a little bit because a little goes a long way, but I usually just wrap this and I use it for something else. The onion during the week, or I usually have avocado toast multiple days in a row, so I'll just reuse it. Okay. And I'm no chef, so please do not judge me. That one's a little too thick. All right, that one's perfect. So I'm gonna put these two over here, and at the end, while we're waiting for the toast, I will bag that up. And then I usually, I don't do anything special. I just kind of slice it in half, and I'll just leave it here on the cutting board, and then I'll kind of separate the ringlets on the avocado toast when we assemble. So now let's do the tomatoes, and I like it to be covered in tomatoes. So and these are just so good. I love them. And I just slice them right down the middle so that they're like vertically cut. The orange ones are really good too. The yellow are the best. And it's actually funny because at the store, I recently saw they sell just the yellow ones in a container, and I got them once, like last week, and they were just amazing. But it seems weird because, a tomato typically isn't yellow, so it comes off really weird. Sorry, I just heard the dog go upstairs, and I think I left a few pieces of clothes on the floor, so I'm hoping he's not trying to eat them. Okay. So we're gonna start with this many tomatoes. And now we're gonna do the avocado. It's a little squishy, but I think we'll be okay. So I just jab it in. Okay, that is absolutely perfect. And that's probably all I will need. And then I just slice it diagonally like that, and then I do it the other way. Oh, here he comes. So I just crisscross it, and usually I only need one side, but that's what the bigger avocados, these ones are like medium, so I'll definitely use both sides, but only one. This part always stresses me out. There we go. Showing good could be dangerous. Okay. Now we're gonna cut this one. Same way. And then my favorite way to get it out is kind of just squeeze it out onto the cutting board. I'm probably not going to use all of this, but I'll probably use most of it. Alright. That's good. Now I just kind of roughly chop the avocado. Not anything special, just kind of to break it up a little bit. Just like rough chop. Okay. And now I gotta go grab a fork, so I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So now I'm going to do some black peppercorn, and I'm gonna only put this on the avocado, not anything else on here. That's enough. Now, fine sea salt. I usually like to use kosher salt or anything that's like super coarse, just because I like the texture, and I just feel like it makes it a different kind of salty, like in a good way. I'm gonna use probably not all of it. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on now. That should be good. Let me just throw the rest in the sink. Okay, now I'm just going to use my fork to gently mash up the avocado and mix in the salt and pepper. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. I just like it to be mashed, but not perfect. And then once I'm done, I usually taste test it to see if I want more salt and pepper. So I'm gonna use a little bit more salt. It's good on pepper though. That should be good. It doesn't need to be super salty because like the cheese, it kind of, you know, makes it salty as well. So it kind of helps. And you don't want the base to be super salty, the avocado. Because of that, you kind of want it to be more on the neutral side but have flavor. So now it's all mashed like that. And I am going to pop the toast in, and then we will assemble. Okay, this is what the bread looks like. See, it looks like normal bread. It tastes like normal bread. And that's why I love it. I feel like these pieces are too small though. These are a little better because these are in the middle. So I'm gonna use these two pieces of toast. Okay, I will figure that out a little bit. Okay, so once that toast comes out, I'm gonna grab a plate really quick, And then I usually take a knife and just scrape the avocado on it. And then I put the red onion and the tomatoes, and then I top it with the feta cheese. After that, I drizzle it with the red wine vinegar. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the honey on first and the red crushed pepper, and then I put the vinegar on last, just because I don't want it to make the bread soggy. And then we'll taste test it. It's very good. So let me grab a plate. Okay, and usually while I'm waiting for the toast, I like it to kind of clean up a little bit. So I'll just take my wrappers, meaning my, the onion wrappers, and the avocado, and I'll just throw that out. I'll stick the top. I jump so easily. I get so scared so easily. I feel like I could use another minute, so I'm gonna pop it back in. I might cut that out, I'm not sure. That's hysterical. Okay. So while that's going, I'm gonna bag up the rest of the red onion. I usually just use a Ziploc bag and put it right into the produce section of the fridge. And also, I am watching my aunt's dog right now. That's why I don't have all the ingredients I usually have. And he's being very active right now. He is going to be 11 in a few weeks. And he has been laying down the entire time I've been here. And as soon as I pressed record, he decided to walk around. So I'm hoping that it doesn't bother you guys too much. But I know a lot of, kind of scare me. I know a lot of ASMR artists don't like when that's in the video, but there's something nostalgic about it to me, so I'm just gonna go with it, and you know, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I would kind of enjoy it. I like when I hear that in ASMR videos. This is perfect. That's exactly how I want my toast. But yeah, I'm just curious as to what other people think, because some people, I'm sure it could be really annoying maybe and harsh. So hopefully that doesn't bother you. Okay, so now I usually just use the same knife and I scrape off part of the avocado. And I kind of just spread it on evenly. I like it to be fairly thick, but not too thick where you're getting way too much avocado and it's overbearing. So if I don't use the whole thing, that's all right. Just like that. I almost dropped it. Okay. That might be enough. We definitely needed both halves though. And a little more. And funny enough, like this meal, honestly, it fills me surprisingly. You would think it's just toast and a few other things, but every time I eat it, I'm satiated and full, honestly. So now let's do the red onion. So I kind of just break it up into these little slices, and I put them all over. I really like to get a bite of onion, a piece of onion in each bite. So, and I just do it so that it's not like it's pretty or aesthetic or anything, but so that it tastes good. Okay, I had to cut that a little bit because he started barking at something, and that's way too loud. So now I'm just gonna do it to the other slice. And the only difference with a white onion or a yellow or a sweet onion is that it's slightly sweeter and less of an abrasive onion taste. But it just depends on what mood I'm in. But this is all I had on me today. I usually do red onion either way though. I'm just gonna put this there. I just like it to be covered. So this is what it should look like. You could chop them though, and maybe like have them diced on there, but it doesn't matter to me. So sometimes, I know this is very specific, sometimes I put them on the toast, like with the flat part facing up, because I like to bite into that part, but they fall off a lot, so I usually do them upside down. So that's what we're gonna do. They still taste good, but you know, like, I'd rather bite into it where the juicy part is instead of the harder part. So let me see. Let me just hold this up. I just put them on top, and like I said earlier, I cover the whole thing. Because I love tomato in every bite. Okay. So that piece is completely covered in the tomatoes. It does look a little funny, but that's all right as long as it tastes very good. I'm gonna do the other piece. I'm gonna have to cut a few more tomatoes, I think. I want an orange and an orange tomato, and some more of the yellow ones. They're so pretty. Okay. There we go. It took a little bit. Okay. Put the last few pieces on. Okay. Now, we have a few extra, but it's okay because I usually just eat them after. I just need a paper towel really quick. Okay, so now we're gonna do some cheese, feta cheese, and it's so good. I honestly love the smaller bits. I don't know why. I just do. So let me wipe this off. So I just want to grab a few. Let me move my cutting board so that you can see where I'm going with this. There we go. Okay, so, and one thing about me is in the kitchen, you know, I like to cook and I'm fairly decent at it, but I make a bit of a mess, and you know, We're just learning. We're learning. I try to clean up as I go, but sometimes it doesn't go to plan. Okay, so I'm gonna get, I like a lot, forewarning. And I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle it all over, so it's like in between all the tomatoes. And this avocado toast, I can't eat it without any single one of the ingredients. Like if I don't have one of the ingredients, I don't want to eat it, because every single thing that I put on here is crucial to the taste profile. Like if I don't have the cheese, I am not going to be making avocado toast. Also, if I don't have the honey, I'm not going to eat it, because my favorite flavor combination ever is sweet and savory. So like any savory dish that has a sweet element to it, I absolutely love, and it's my favorite flavor combination in the world, which is why the honey is crucial, and it is just so good. Alright, this should be enough, because you see I loaded up with feta cheese. Now, I like the sweetness of the honey, but I don't necessarily like love the taste of honey. Like I like it, but I don't love it. But the sweetness is just amazing. I put honey on my salmon every time I make salmon. Honey is very good to put on savory things. So I kind of drizzle it all over. And yes, this is messy to eat, but that's what makes it fun. Okay, let's get a little more. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna put a few hot pepper flakes. I love having balanced meals, like in the sense of flavor profile. Like I like that this has a little bit of everything to it. It just tastes so good. So now, last, I'm going to just lightly drizzle that. You don't want to overload it because it comes out fast, and also it could make it soggy. But that is the finished product. So it's kind of a lot. And there it is. So let's do a taste test. I'm so excited because it's noon right now. I woke up a little late. Okay. It is perfect. Every time. Let me grab my water. I'm just gonna finish this with you guys, because some of you might like that, might like the sounds, so let's just continue. I don't have a microphone, and I'm not using earbuds, so I'm curious as to what the camera my phone can pick up. So we'll see how good this is. I need to grab one more napkin. I'll be right back. Okay. One thing about me is that I love the taste of coffee and I enjoy having it, but I cannot drink it on an empty stomach ever, but especially in the morning. Like sometimes I can get away with it in the late afternoon or the evening, but if when I wake up in the morning and I'm tired and I want to have coffee, I can't, because it makes me feel so nauseous and shaky and like sick. So I can't do that. So anytime I have coffee, I always need to eat something good before and feel full. And I usually like to have it before like 1, because if not, then I won't be up all night. But so that's fine. Well, I wanted avocado toast anyhow, but now after this I can have my coffee and I will hopefully be fine. I know people that wake up and drink it as soon as they open their eyes on an empty stomach, multiple cups, and I just cannot. Excuse me. I feel like my body is really sensitive to things. It's really sensitive to caffeine, like to alcohol. Like if I have one sip of a drink, I can, I feel it already. I get like altitude sickness, so I just feel like my body's just very sensitive, and I'm obviously get like seasick and stuff like that. So my body's sensitive, but it's good that I know that, and I don't just torture myself, I am envious of people that don't get motion sickness or altitude sickness, and their bodies are just super resilient to everything. But also, I'm sure part of it is my anxiety. That definitely heightens all those things, for sure. So good. And something I've recently been doing with my coffee is I just do the coffee and cream, or half and half, or light cream, whatever, and I top it with whipped cream, and that's like the only sweetener. And then like I eat it with a spoon just until all the whipped cream's gone, so I get whipped cream in every bite, and it's perfect, and I absolutely love it. I'm actually very surprised that this is not falling over. Usually the tomatoes all fall over and I have to put them back on, and the cheese falls everywhere, and it just gets really messy. But today it's not doing that, so that is wonderful because I'm on tape. The reason I'm taking those ones off is that sometimes the brown, the darker ones, they get really earthy and they're like tougher than the other tomatoes, because all the other flavors are mostly sweet, like but lightly sweet, like fresh. But those ones, I just not in the mood for them right now. Your hands will be sticky after this, just so you know. Okay. I need some water first. Okay. See, I am so full right now. But I always, like, when I'm satiated and then I drink water, then I'm full. And I like doing that because then I know I'm not overeating. But I'm very full right now. And I'm ready to have my coffee. So that's all for today's video. And I have to burp, I think. Excuse me. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed making it. And let me know what you want to see next and any thoughts you have. Thank you.